You've tuned into the Bellingham Podcast for the week of Christmas 2018. This is episode 104. From that sleigh ride city by the Salish Sea, I am AJ Barce.
And from Santa's Workshop, I am Chris Powell. On this episode, 4 stocking stuffers, 3 bad jokes, 2 handsome hosts, and a fun-filled podcast. That's us. Let's get this Christmas episode party started. This is the Bellingham Podcast.
Deck the halls with boughs of podcast. Fa la 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 la. Hey, Chris.
How's it going, AJ?
I am doing okay.
Just okay. As we stumble into the end of the year of the 2018.
Yep.
We will be doing an episode 105 to close out the year because of how Christmas and New Year's arrives on the calendar. For you, dear listeners, since we had some health issues and had to take some station breaks, we're going to make up for it.
Yep.
And
mostly that was me. Sorry, folks.
Well, I got hit too. So we'll be doing an episode next week to close out the year. But for this episode around Christmas, we got some last minute stocking stuffer ideas. But first, AJ, got some housekeeping to talk about.
Yeah, housekeeping. So one, I feel glad to be back on the mic. I'm so sick and tired of being sick and tired, Chris.
Totally.
So everyone who's sent me DMs, thank you. Like I'm doing well. Sup 40 and 20. Thanks for checking in with me.
Hey, 40 and 20.
So second thing, every so often I update the website at bellinghampodcast.com.
Yes.
Okay. And it's funny. Every time that I go through, I'm like, oh, no, yeah, nobody's going to be checking out the website right around now. I take it down. I do my thing, right? And then all of a sudden, the internet explodes and I get DMs of like, oh my gosh, guys, I just went to the website. The website's down. And I'm like, seriously? Like, this is like the 1 10-minute window.
Don't you just hate it when there's a 4-minute window of time frame when you're updating stuff and people lose their mind, whether it be a website or other areas? Yes, your patience is appreciated.
So thank you for letting me know. So yes, there has been some updates and changes. BellinghamPodcast.com is now a single page website, and it's full disclosure, it's on a Google site.
Yeah, we went minimal.
We did.
And, with Google, hey, guess what? It's free.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of helpful. And you know what? Google Sites has improved over the years.
It has.
And it got to a place where it met AJ and my standards of approval.
So here's the thing. Like I wanted to keep BellinghamPodcast.com as a site. Here's the rub. I'm usually the one that posts the episodes and posts the stuff. It was one extra thing. And yes, we do get traffic. Like every time I take it down, I hear from somebody. But here's the thing. Like you and I, we don't post anything there other than the episode and show notes. And mostly it's an announcement board. So for instance, Analog Explorer, when that came out, there's a little announcement there. Projects that Chris, when he goes live with them coming soon in 2019,
yes,
you'll hear about them there. Our partnership with Libro FM and Village Books,
yes,
like those type of things that's what the website's for. And so, yeah, it's relaunched.
And that was a brief infomercial about the BellinghamPodcast.com website, available on your local Internet Explorer web browser.
Well,
it's Christmas time, yo. What would you be wanting to recommend as a last-minute stocking stuffer or Christmas item for those out there?
Well, if it's coming from Chris, you're probably going to say something along the lines of, nothing, go minimal.
That was my minimal response. No, actually, we have 4 ideas of things that should you be needing some last minute ideas, both digital and analog, and neither.
So before we deck the halls with boughs of holly.
Oh my goodness, a Christmas reference.
Again?
Tell me more.
So we had a listener reach out, and I just wanted to give her a shout out, Laurel. Kind of gave me a little bit of inspiration to pitch this idea for the show for the stocking stuffers that we're going to be going over.
Yes, great idea, Laurel. Let's have fun and talk about ways that you can get some last minute Christmas items for everyone.
So I'm looking at you, Captain Minimal. What would be your first pick?
If you want to go on the cheap,
affordable,
economical, prudent, pragmatic, if you will. There's a website out there called Brandless, BRANDLESS.com. Got a link to it in the show notes. Drink. And what they do is they have a very simple site. They tout carefully curated, high quality products with simple, fair prices. So, and a lot of times we're talking about brands. People will buy something because they want to be having brand affiliation, or they want to have this displayed as like, I am a part of this clique. Well, Brandless doesn't have that many brands. And they listen to their customers for ideas. And what I like about this company is that they do positive acts of kindness. Now, for example, the largest domestic hunger relief organization in America received over 3 million meals donated by Brandless from the proceeds of their sales.
Whoa.
3 million meals across the country, working with Feeding America. So when you buy from Brandless, you're also, depending on how that goes, you're also feeding others in this country. That in mind, as you go through the online website, you can pick from food, household and kitchen items, beauty or personal care, and stationery type products. All of these products that you see on their website, $3. All of the container of toothpaste, the shave gel, the shampoo, the body wash, think Chris, the dish soap, the household spray cleaner, and one other item that escapes my memory. I bought 7 items for $21.
That's cool.
And I wanted to, I'll go first. And so far, they're pleasant smelling. They have very limited label information, which is kind of nice.
Do they work?
Yes.
Okay.
My skin did not break out in a rash.
Okay.
So I'm happy about that. A lot of it's hypoallergenic, for some female hygiene products that they may be offering. It's hypoallergenic, non-GMO, all of the acronyms. Brandless.com is a great site to get some really inexpensive items in lieu of going to whatever store to try to find product.
Or better yet, I mean, this kind of does go a shot across the bow of like Glamazon basics, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's kind of interesting. I mean, and the social cause, or I guess social effect that the brand is doing, that's kind of a growing trend that we're starting to see, because it's, a lot of surveys have shown that millennials, which is going to overtake the baby boomers apparently as the majority generation next year. That's kind of the big deal. Like, they want, as opposed to brand affinity or having some affinity to a brand lifestyle, they want to see some sort of social good done by, or their money put towards, a brand that does social good. So that's interesting that Brandless is taking that track.
True. And as we are very suspicious in this day and age about where are these products coming from, how are they tested, what is in this stuff, go to their website. They're pretty darn open as far as what they're putting in there.
Interesting.
And it's worth a shot. And $3 an item. Not bad. It's like the
Chuck.
something like that. I don't know if they have wine or not, but anyway, it's like the dollar store, but 3 times as much. So anyway, AJ, what's the stocking stuffer for you?
Here's a brand that I've mentioned probably about a year ago, Hide and Drink, HIDE and Drink. You can purchase through them on their website or through Amazon. They have Amazon Marketplace store.
Sure.
And the reason why I throw them out is, one, I've purchased other things from them before and I really like the quality. They do a lot of stuff, leather and also canvas. And it's handcrafted. The thing about them, you can look in the previous episodes when I mentioned this. I bought some leather goods from them. There is a watch roll that they make made out of canvas. Hint, hint to my wife. And this would be a great stocking stuffer for me, honey.
That was subtle.
Well, no, here I just stumbled upon this because I subscribe to their newsletters and stuff. And Hide and Drink, it's $18 for a canvas watch roll. I think it has 4 slots, multiple colors. And if it's anything like the leather goods that I've purchased from them, the quality is going to be skookum. So I just wanted to throw that out for the watch fam. If you're looking for an affordable watch roll, this looks to be it. Like I said, I haven't purchased it, but if my wife wanted to get me something, that would be great.
Tune into 105 to see if AJ actually gets what he wants for Christmas. He's been a good boy this year, boys and girls. So
my wife's going to put coal in my stocking.
There you go.
Chris.
So that's Hide and
Drink.
Drink. Yes, exactly. So the next one around here, for those of you that live in Bellingham, there's a shop downtown in the left ventricle of the city on Railroad Avenue. It's called Cresswell Boggs. And it is one of these wonderful shops that I always smile whenever I walk in. I probably mentioned it on the show before, but should you want to have some stocking stuffers, this is the kind of theme of our show, or this is my go-to place for original greeting cards for birthdays or other stuff. They have an excellent, outstanding selection of cards available for whatever birthday or Christmas that you might want to go to, or anniversary. No, not saying that. Actually, this is where I do get the cards for my wife for our anniversary. Anyway, they also have those cool yay hiking or yay dancing or yay whatever magnets.
Sasquatch paraphernalia.
Yes, there you go. A whole lot of items that could work with your personality or your unique tastes for those that you want to get stuff with. Very reasonably priced, downtown, Cresswell Boggs. Got a link to it in the show notes. Drink. And so, give them a try if you're here in town for last minute stuff.
Ooh, a really cheap and affordable stocking stuffer that everybody can get behind is, you might be listening to us on Camry 102.3 FM.
Low Christmas power.
Community Christmas radio here in the Hanukkah heart of the city of subdued excitement.
Indeed. Very cool. AJ, you're up. Number 2.
So number 2 for me is so I'm kind of going in the same vein, price wise. The next thing is a $10 goodie for perhaps that little one in your life. So my son, for his second birthday, I got him his first watch. And it's a Timex. It's a little quartz watch. They're called Time Machines by Timex. And what's cool about these little things are, and yes, this is totally something for me to nerd out with my son. However, what's cool about Timex's time machines are, 1, they design them for both boys and girls. 2, teaching kids about time is a fundamental skill that is not being taught in schools anymore. So like the analog clock, there is a lot of things about horology at a young age that helps build some fundamental mathematic practices like fractions. Parents, if you're listening to me, if you want a bulletproof watch, and here's the reason why I'm saying this, for a toddler, look at the Time Machines by Timex. They are $20.
Well, now that's reasonable.
Pretty much any color under the sun. Okay. And they have a free app. It's a little game that also helps develop those mathematical principles that I said, Android and iOS. And here's the other great thing. They have a kid's warranty. The kid's warranty is such: if they lose it, if it breaks, if it goes into the toilet, whatever, send Timex $10. They send you a new one.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. And the battery that are in these things, because quartz, you have to rely on a battery. They have like a 10-year guarantee on the battery in these things. So the little one, if it does survive the next 10 years, it'll take a licking and keep on ticking.
That's right. I had not heard of that, and that's a great way. If the Mickey's hand is on the 10, yeah. How many of us are looking at our smartphones to get the time? Yeah. What a great novel idea.
Yeah. So that's my number 2.
All right. So there's a company in Japan that I've been a fan of. They're called Muji, M-U-J-I. And Muji has, they have a whole lot of apparel and they have a whole lot of goods available, but I'm focusing on the stationery aspect of this because earlier in the year, I went down the path of getting the high quality pens and paper and notebooks.
I was with you for part of that journey.
Yes, indeed. And I still have them in my possession, but Muji is rather affordable. And they have high quality for a reasonable price and simple, low-cost quality products from their website. This is from their website. Quote, "This is what I really want," expresses both faint egoism and discord.
Ooh.
Muji's goal is to sweep away that slight dissatisfaction and raise the level of the response this will do to one filled with clarity and confidence. I identify with those words. And to be able to have a good quality product that this will do. This will do nicely.
Yes.
Give Muji stationary products a try, pens, pencils, and notebooks as a way to be able to put something of funness in someone's stocking this Christmas holiday season.
Or really stuff their stocking with clarity.
And confidence.
And confidence.
There you go. AJ, what's up?
Okay, so my number 3, so I went from $18 to $20, my $30 stocking stuffer. If you have, perhaps you have a hungry husband, or maybe even
I resemble that comment,
or perhaps a eco-savvy wife. If your partner basically brown bags it to work. So this is something that I typically do for a multitude of reasons, but most importantly, the cost savings of not eating out, okay, or having the temptation of eating out. The thing about it is, the brown bag, like to stuff all of your food in a bag and then like go to work, not the greatest way to transport things, right? So I went down the road of getting a bento, a stainless steel bento box, the ones that kind of stack on each other. And the one that I went with and I've absolutely fallen in love with is this company called GreenLunch Bento. So GreenLunch, it's all stainless steel, and it's a fairly large size. Like I can put a sandwich in this on the top deck. It has a smaller stainless steel compartment for like nuts or dried fruit. Munchables. And then the bottom part, I could stuff a salad in there, and it all latches on 2 big burly latches on each side. And the company also provides a lifetime guarantee for this thing. It's stainless steel. I don't think I'm going to ever need to cash in on that, but it's nice that the company's providing that. You can find it online. I've got a link in the show notes.
Drink.
And the thing about that I want to throw out this idea for as a stocking stuffer is, if you're looking to either get healthy as a New Year's resolution and you want to bring your own food so that you're not tempted by the convenience, the convenient fast food stuff, this is a way that you can kind of help curtail that, and also portion size, because, typically a lot of people like to overeat, and having everything in a visible, stackable thing allows you to kind of monitor exactly how much you're actually taking in, as opposed to maybe I should have 2 bags of Cheetos today.
You know what they're saying in 2019, kids? Portion size is the new black.
Ooh.
Actually, no one's really saying that. I just made it up. But I think as we are approaching those upcoming resolutions, here's a way to eliminate all of the seconds and those huge restaurant-sized portions. This will definitely help out with that discipline of what you are shoving in your mouth. All right, my fourth and last idea for holiday stocking stuffers. Consider this. If you're in Bellingham or in Whatcom County, what if you were getting something or trying to find something for the person who has everything? What if you were to say, for this amount of money that I was going to try to get something for you, I made a donation in your name to one of these worthy Bellingham and Whatcom County nonprofits. We have Lydia Place. We have the Lighthouse Mission. We have the Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Services, also known as DVSAS, Engedi Refuge Ministries, Cascade Connections, Blue Skies for Children, and one of AJ's favorite words, Skookum Kids.
I love the Skookum Kids.
That's right. All of these are helping those in our community that are going through tough time or helping out a worthy cause. I definitely think you take your 10, 15, 20 bucks that you would spend on a gift card for someone. Yeah, that could be nice. But what if you were able to take that and benefit someone who can really use the assistance from a nonprofit run by people who really have their heads on straight and are doing wonderful work. And depending if you're listening to this on the radio, depending on when it's aired, this may actually be one of the first episodes in the new year.
Sure.
What a great way to start out the year. If you were to make a donation, try $5 a month. Be a recurring donation. All of these help out the business. Even the $5, what can that do? Well, when you compare $5 and combine that with other people that are thinking, what can I do? I'm only one person. Now you got something that can really make an impact on a community-based nonprofit. Can you tell that I'm a fan of nonprofits, folks? Yeah, my wife and I are down with these businesses and such. So donate to worthy nonprofits. That's my fourth stocking stuffer. AJ.
So my last stocking stuffer is on the top end, and it is photographic related. It is the somewhat newly released Instax SQ6.
What is that?
So Instax is a funny thing. I think in the last 2 years, the largest grossing sales, I think, of camera equipment sold during the Christmas time isn't made by Canon or Nikon or even Sony. It's actually by Fuji, and it's their instant film based products.
Okay.
I think it's the last 2 years. I'll put a link in the show notes.
Drink.
Petapixel, who's a photography website, usually tracks these trends. And it's an interesting thing because it is analog and it gets people excited about photography. And in a day and age where everybody's oversharing everything and having to stop and take a picture of their food to post it and hashtag it on Instagram, here is Fujifilm, who still produces instant film. And they recently released their square format, so like the kind of shake it like the Polaroid format. It's $100-ish camera, comes in a wide range of colors, including black on black.
Hooray!
You can pick up one of these cameras and a rack of film. Each box of film's like maybe $10 or $11 or so. You can find it everywhere, big box stores, whatever. What's cool about this is this is not the sharpest camera. This is not the fastest camera, and that's not the point. The point is to be in the moment you take a picture and it's a physical picture. Like if imagine over the holiday season, maybe you're with family, and instead of busting out the selfies or whatever, you take pictures of family members or what's going on for the holiday. And before you leave that family member's house, you leave the photos with them.
Maybe on the bed that you're sleeping on in their home. Thanks for a great time.
Right. Like it's just, it brings photography back to what it was meant to be, and it's documentation and sharing. And I like this kind of methodology. I've used Instax since the first Instax One printer. I use their second version now, and I really like it. I use their smaller format film, not the square ones. But I would encourage you, dear listener, to take a look at any of the Instax products by Fuji and take photos to share them in the real world.
Hey, single guys. Are you listening? I think you should be. This camera and some film, not on the first date because that'd be kind of weird. But if you happen to be dating someone nice and you are feeling comfortable with the person and you're thinking about something to do on a particular Friday evening, bring that camera along because you can capture moments as they happen, and then hand it over to the person you are dating or on a date with, and let them shoot some as well. This could be a shared experience. And hey, that $10 or $11 for the roll of film, that could be the purchase for that. What a great way to be able to have a shared experience that you can have a keepsake and have fun. I think that's kind of where Instax is headed. They want people to have fun shooting photography. Fun,
and also, here's the thing. It's instant film. You don't have to worry about, where am I going to get this developed? It develops in your hand. Like, it's the shake it like a Polaroid effect. Please do not shake your Instax. It does not do anything.
And don't shake your other technology devices because bad things might happen with that.
Right.
Anyway, so as we're wrapping up this before Christmas episode, we want to talk a little bit about highlights of 2018 because, we're about ready to stick a fork in this year because it's been a heck of a year for a lot of us. But AJ, let me put you on the spot. What has been a highlight of yours in this previous calendar year or this current calendar year?
Easily, hands down, the Analog Explorer.
I would second that.
That was, as far as personal projects go, thank you to everybody who pre-ordered or has ordered a copy. Like I greatly appreciate all the support. And this project was a labor of love. And it's been great that it's been well received. And I just appreciate everybody who supported it. Now, with that said, for a lot of people have asked me, like, is this going to be a reoccurring thing? I think so. I'm thinking about making a second volume. When all the content comes together.
When is the right time?
Yeah, it's one of those things where if anybody who's read the Analog Manifesto that went with it, it's not about keeping up with the hashtag or the fashion statements or whatever. It's to slow down, to have content with purpose, and for me to have an outlet to actually create something in the real world. It's a difficult thing. Like, this project is not like anything else I've done. It's not a simple website. It's not a witty hashtag Bham podcast. Like, this is something where I have to craft it. And by the way, I'm an editorial staff of one. Mm-hmm. Like, from soup to nuts, you're looking at the grand poobah in chief. It's
you're a one-man wrecking crew.
Pretty much. My wife has been a huge help and support in doing this. And yeah, like, it's
a highlight.
It is a highlight
of this year.
It was very draining.
Exactly, but you did it, and you busted through the other side.
Yes. So that's my single highlight, and again, I can't thank everybody else enough that supported me in it. So. How about you, Chris?
I would say for me, along the lines of content creation, this was a year I really dived into a whole lot of content. I mean, it was kind of inertia in 2017, getting my voice, getting our footing, to be able to. I had a newsletter for a while called Quiet Conversations. And, I reached a point in June, I believe, where I'm like, I don't have much more content that I want to share. So I put a bow on it, allowed that to go its merry way and cease that newsletter. That newsletter may crank up in a different form or fashion in 2019. Stay tuned for further developments. Also, you and I published, uploaded, syndicated 41 episodes of this friggin' show. That is a feat. 52 weeks in a year, 41 episodes. Hoorah, Captain. Great work. And by the way, in this other little side thing that I tried with Microdot blog, that I was able to have a minimal tech microcast.
Yeah,
where I was talking
cool.
about technology tips. I did 49 microcasts of about 2 to 3 minutes.
And you were
per.
featured.
That was nice to be interviewed on another podcast. That was a fun experience. But I did a lot of content creation, and I think towards the last quarter of the year, I just kind of want to take it a break and exhale for a while. And so I think that was a highlight, just being able to put so much of my work out there, also along with you in this podcast. And so in 2019, I hope to be able to follow up, but perhaps this stays the same. We're going to be talking about many topics and such, but I got other ideas up my sleeve for how I'm going to be communicating stories, communicating thought, and sharing ideas that most people may not consider. So stay tuned for that.
I second that. That's I'm still a little bit on Dayquil if you haven't figured it out. So my words are not the greatest right now. But yeah, whatever Chris said, I second that.
So as we're wrapping this up, AJ, where can people check out that Analog Explorer? How can one purchase this manifesto of yours?
So the Analog Explorer, it's available through what's called Blurb Bookstore. It's a direct publishing service. You can find a link directly on my website, theanalogexplorer.com or ajbarce.com. And if you go to the store, it'll take you to the same spot. And yeah, you can purchase it. And it usually ships within a couple of days because here's the other thing that I had to figure out through this whole process. Shipping. Like, it is not as simple as like Amazon 2-day shipping. Like when you're doing something yourself and you ship it out yourself, it takes time.
Yes.
So, and it takes also time to be printed and published. So, usually the turnaround is about 7 to 10 days.
Maybe 14 if you live in Sri Lanka.
Or on the other side of our country. So yeah, just give it some time. So that's the only thing I'd want to throw out there.
But when you're a one-man wrecking crew, CEO, author, publisher, designer, shipper, you have a lot of hats, and so therefore your patience is appreciated as you're ordering AJ Barce's Analog Explorer. All right. Stick a fork in it. I think we're good.
Yep, that wraps it up for this 104th edition of the Bellingham Podcast. Thank you again so much for listening to us, rating us, reviewing us, wherever you like to get your podcast. Remember, if you're in the Bellingham area, you might be listening to us on terrestrial radio. That is KMRE 102.3 FM.
Low terrestrial power.
Community terrestrial radio here in the terrestrial heart of the city of subdued excitement. Yes, Chris, I may be on Dayquil, but I can stick a fork in it. And on that note, I'm AJ Barce.
And I'm Chris Powell. Merry Christmas to y'all, and thanks again for joining us on the Bellingham Podcast.
I'm so sick and tired of being sick and tired.
I'm sick and tired of you being sick and tired of being sick and tired.